Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, we finally have some numbers for Madonna's Madame X tour. Now, I was expecting to sort of see the tallies from each concert as they were going along. I kind of got that a bit with the end of the Rebel Heart tour. I was paying attention and they sort of show the amounts for each concert, but it looks like they waited basically they're going to wait for the end of each sort of residency or each area or each stay. Um, so Billboard did an article, so I'm just using their information. I haven't done my own research. I'm going to do a bit of a comparison between the other tours and that later on. So for BAM, which had 2,000 seats, she made 9,600,000, so 9.6 million, and she sold 31,401 tickets. So they broke that down into months. So September, she did 5.5 million. She made 5.5 million, and she sold 17,708 tickets. Now in October, from the 1st through to the 12th, she made 4.1 million and sold 693 tickets. So that's an average of $601,985 per concert, with 1,963 tickets per show. So pretty much, if it's a 2,000 capacity, that's pretty much selling out each night. I don't know what technically warrants selling out. I don't think you have to literally sell every single seat. I think there's a percentage that's considered a sellout, that it's sold out, and then you get then you literally have like no seats when it's actually sold out. So which is usually closer to the actual time. Now, looking at old crowds, they did a comparison where they said that for the Rebel Heart show, she did two shows at Madison Square Garden, which made 5.2 million and sold 28,371 tickets. So that's kind of comparable. So I think she did 16 shows at BAM. So for every 5 or 10 sort of shows in the theatre, she has to do basically to equate one of her old concerts, or something to that effect. And but although they did point out that in MDNA concert tour she did, the Yankee Stadium, she did two shows in 2012, which did 12.6 million, and I think it was 79,000 people. So she was obviously pulling more in, but was she pulling in more money because she's charging more for tickets now? The old crowds were like 40,000 in arenas and stadiums. Now tickets, they were averaging them out at $757 down to $50. I mean, that was the price range, $757 down to $50, and the average ticket price they said was $306.73, so $306.73, and the prior average was $115.85. So in the 2000s, they said that she was earning, but basically making $125.41 per ticket, and in the 2010s she was making $141.33 per ticket. So her ticket price is more than doubled. Average ticket price is more than doubled for the smaller venues, which is kind of what we know, that basically she's charging the hardcore fans twice as much, and less audience, more venues, less audience, and more money per patron, basically. So that's how she's pulling in the money for this tour. Now, the other thing, I mean, when you look at her overall, she is the biggest female touring star. She's made $1.5 billion, sold 11.5 million tickets out of 516 shows. So she's the number one female. The number one person is Bruce Springsteen. I don't know where the bands lay, but basically he's unfortunately number one and she's number two. So she's the number one female, but she's still not number one overall. Whether she'll get there, doing stadiums for her next few tours until she eventually retires in 10-20 years. Don't know. Cher's still going in her 70s, so Madonna might, who knows, she might keep going till 80, who knows. She is fairly superhuman for her age. So, what was the other thing we're looking at? The overall, we're looking at people estimating 50 to 55 million for the whole tour, and some of the venues are going to be bigger. So 3.5, 4,000 seats. So those venues might do more. So she might crack 60 million for the tour. So I'm not sure how that's going to compare for the other tours. I think Rebel Heart was about 150 million. I think we all know that Sticking Sweet was about 400 million. MDNA was about 300 million. Rebel Heart was a stadium, was an arena tour. Like they were different tours, and that made I think close to 150 million. But I haven't actually checked these stats lately. That's just going from my memory. I'm not sort of doing a video on the whole tour. I was just looking at this article on this show and making a very, very slight comparison to Rebel Heart. And she's basically getting the same amount of people in, making about the same amount of money, but doing a lot more shows and actually charging more per ticket. The average has doubled. But I do think they're seriously underestimating the actual ticket price because they're not really acknowledging the seats in the front that were going for thousands, and also the resale. There are a lot of tickets that were going on resale for thousands. I saw tickets for $3,000-4,000, and I know people who are down the front, and I know all these people are paying a lot of money to be at the front and to get the star treatment and to get her attention. And what I'm hearing from other people is that the rest of the audience is kind of sort of fading into the background so much. It's not really that intimate unless you can pay to be at the front. But I've heard a few contradicting things, like right down to the screens. People are still arguing about the screens. People are telling me no, it's material screens and basic stair sets with painted so they can reflect the light, absorb the light basically, and not actual LED screens. But other people are saying she had screens, and I'm like, I think you're thinking back to other shows. You're assuming that they've basically just taken that style of production and just moved it into the theatre, but it is actually a theatre show, and it's different. They use a lot of theatre techniques and a lot of things that are already set up in the theatre, so they don't have to drag a lot of technology and a lot of equipment with them. They can pretty much just use the facilities that are there. So that's another way to save money. So the idea is cheaper show, more shows, higher ticket price, so make money. So she has to be profitable, because in other shows I think she a bit too difficult, costs a lot of money for the production, and still good expensive ticket prices, but still there are other artists who are charging similar ticket prices but charging less for the production, less diva antics, less late time, less fines for being late. Just Madonna seems to have become more difficult, and she's not as marketable as she was before, which is sad because artistically she has improved and gotten better with every show, but that's come at sort of a cost. And it's sort of like, you want the queen, you pay for it. And some people are like, well, we can just take some princesses and make the same amount of money. So I don't think she totally chose to do this to her. I don't think she really had an option, but I think she actually was happy for the change because she had done this so many times, and there's a lot less pressure with less money and less complication, and she can just sort of do a more simple show that perhaps is more artistically interesting, or I don't know. But those are the numbers. That's where she's at. So I guess we're going to get a little update every time she moves to a different area and leaves a different venue, because she's going to be doing 5, 10, 15 shows in each sort of little mini residency and then moving on. So thanks for watching. Hopefully those numbers are accurate, and it'll be interesting to look at the other shows and to see how that goes with the cancellations, if that's going to affect any people buying tickets. Like, I'd be scared to buy a ticket for an opening show because a lot of them have been cancelled because apparently they haven't planned enough time to move or something, and this, considering the tour is pretty much planned out, could be a problem unless they make some changes, unless they've already taken it into account. I haven't looked at the spacing between the dates, but I don't want to go to 10 minutes. I've talked enough. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, and feel free to like or subscribe, and if you've got any other information on the show, feel free to let me know. Thanks, bye.